Hello everyone, welcome to the When It Worked podcast. You're with host Julian Leahy. Today I'm joined by Pazbi Zavatzki, Bryn Khoury and Damien. Damien, the name disappeared from me too quickly and I couldn't remember it. But it is Damien
Schreurs.
Okay, I wouldn't have been able to say that anyway. Wonderful. Well, we're going to play Jeopardy today. Let's bring up the board and then we will meet our guests shortly after. Going so smoothly so far, I can't find the Jeopardy board. Where is it? Factor. Oh my God. I feel like I should start this one over again. What do you reckon?
Probably a good shout for Damien.
No, I'm not going to start it again. Here we go. Light up the board. The categories today are spiders, ruling words, US geography, the Queen's English, starts with an E words, and the Civil War, which is the American USA Civil War. These are all American questions being from the actual game of Jeopardy. Pazbi, on the left, you can kick things off. What would you like?
Can I have spiders for 100?
Spiders for 100. Of 30,000 known species, only Argyroneta aquatica truly lives in this type of environment.
What is water?
Let's check. I was wondering whether we needed to be more specific. Water is all we
Ocean.
needed. You got it, Paz?
Hey.
Well done. What would you like next?
Let's continue with spiders for 200.
Spiders for 200. One of the world's most dangerous spiders is this country's Sydney funnel web.
I don't know what that means.
What country has Sydney in it? What country?
Australia.
Is correct. Well done. On the other side of the country from me. We don't have those ones here.
Yeah,
Paz, what would you like?
big spiders here. Let's go for Queen's English instead.
Queen's English for 100. Let's learn about this category. In England, if you're riding two hounds, you're not headed for a dog show, but engaged in this sport.
Hunting.
Yes, and what do they hunt in England?
Pheasants.
Well, I'm going to accept hunting, but I think that's for the fox hunting.
Fox hunting.
Fox hunting was the answer, but I'm going to give it to you. You said hunting. Pazbi, what would you like?
Oh gosh. Let's keep going with the Queen's English 200.
The Queen's English 200. If you ask for jelly in a British restaurant, you won't get jam, but this trade name dessert. What do they call it in the United States? Jelly.
Jello.
Jello. What do they call it in France?
Goo.
Goo. Goo. Okay.
Gelatine.
I'm not brave enough to order goo at a French restaurant. Pazbi, what would you like?
Let's keep going for Queen's English 300.
Queen's English for 300.
I feel like I have an advantage being in Britain.
Being a Brit, or a POM as we say. A panda car isn't driven by pandas, but by these people.
Okay, then people... chauffeurs?
Anybody want to have a guess? Bryn? You had a bit of a smile. Tourists? Any idea? Pandas are black and white, as a clue.
A cab?
Pardon, Stephen? Cab? Okay.
Taxi cab?
Yeah, alright, let's take a look. It's the coppers, the police, the gendarmes.
I've never heard that.
Paz?
25 years in London.
Haven't
Didn't
you?
prepare me for this. Yeah, alright, we'll keep going for Queen's English.
Queen's English. Headlines in the London papers mentioning the provost are referring to them.
The tabloids?
The tabloids. Let's take a look. The IRA, the provincial IRA.
Oh,
You don't hear too much about that anymore.
no.
I was scared when I went to England in the 90s because I had an Irish name, and nothing happened. Paz, what would you like?
All right, let's finish off the Queen's English.
Queen's English. In America, Checkers was Richard Nixon's dog. In Britain, Checkers is what?
The game?
Yeah, it's a game, I think.
It's a game, yeah.
Hang on. It's the Prime Minister's retreat. The Prime Minister's... is that true?
Like yeah.
Checkers. Okay. It's also a game. You're still in control, Paz?
I don't know what ruling words is. Let's go for that.
Ruling words for 100. A heptarchy is a government ruled by this many people.
7.
7 is correct. Well done, Paz. You're an absolute Jeopardy expert.
Let's go. Keep ruling words. Might be good.
Ruling words for 200. A gerontocracy is a government by these.
Elders, or like the venerable.
Old people. Well, that's what all governments are anyway, aren't they?
It does seem like it nowadays, yeah.
It does. Paz, what would you like?
All right. 300 for the ruling words.
300 ruling words. In the US, in the 1890s, a popocracy might have been possible since this party was at its height.
A popocracy? As in...
A
popocrat. Democrats?
I don't know.
Populist people, I guess.
Popcorn, pop.
I would say the Democrats.
The answer was the populist. There was one of the ones you threw around, but you didn't commit to it.
Right.
Paz, what would you like?
I guess 400.
400 ruling words. And if anybody knows the answer, you can yell out and don't worry about being rude. While a duelocracy is government run by slaves, a slaveocracy is a government ruled by these. Are these real words?
Oh, it's the people who own the slaves, like
the slave owners. Yes, horrible. Well done, Paz.
Thank you. We'll finish it off 500.
Oh, caught me in the wrong screen. 500 ruling words. A gynocracy is a government by women. This, from Greek for man, is a government by men. Gynocracy is a government by women.
Androcracy.
Androcracy is correct. Well done, Paz. You should go on
I'm half Greek, so this is kind of easy.
Half Greek. Which half, Paz? Just joking.
My mum's half Greek.
All right.
The half that's winning.
The good half. What would you like, Paz?
Let's go words with E.
Words with E starts with E. The Greek god of erotic love. Eros, Paz?
Yeah.
Well done. All right. Let's throw over to Bryn. You can pick a question. Starts with E for 200. A smouldering coal starts with E. Have you ever had a campfire? Campfire, and then you go to sleep and you wake up and it's still going, but just a little bit. What do you have in the fire? Yes, sir.
Embers.
Huh?
Embers.
Embers is correct. Ember. Well done. All right, Bryn, keep going. Please, no. US geography for 200. Complete with big toe projection into the Gulf of Mexico. This state resembles a boot. Louisiana is correct. Well done, Bryn's on the board. What would you like? US Geography 100. In 1980, this Cascade mountain peak was reduced from 9,677 feet to about 8,300 feet. Must have had the top blown off it, maybe a volcano. Cascade Mountain Peak. Which Cascade Mountain Peak? Is there any volcanoes in the United States that have erupted in the last 50 years? Not that I know of.
Yellowstone?
Yellowstone. Yeah, it's probably could be around that area. It is. Mount St. Helens. Is that in the United States? It's not, is it? Is it? Who knows? Nobody knows. Bryn, what would you like? The Civil War. The Civil War, North versus South. Yankees versus rednecks. Civil War for 100. This Union General's facial growth gave us the word sideburns. Who had famous sideburns in the Civil War? Was it one of the presidents? It was Burnside, Ambrose Burnside. All right, Mr. Schreurs.
Okay, starts with E for 300.
300. This kind of letter you'd send to the Ephesians. Starts with an E. Sounds biblical.
No idea.
No idea. It is an epistle. It's definitely something I've heard when Mum used to make me go to church. What would you like next, Damien?
Let's continue with starts with E for 400.
Starts with the E for 400. Anything relating to good Queen Bess is known by this adjective. Who's good Queen Bess? Does anybody know?
That's the question.
It's Elizabethan.
Elizabethan.
Queen Elizabeth is
Well done, Paz. You're a trivia superstar.
It's the ADHD. You just
you've got facts all over the place. All right.
Okay, let's finish. Start with E.
Start with the E. International language known by the pseudonym of its inventor, L.L. Zamenhof. International language, Zamenhof. I'm so hot, sweat is getting in my eyes. It's like 110 degrees down here. The answer is Esperanto. Is that some sort of Spanish language? Maybe one of those Basque regions in Spain? I don't know.
It's a European. It's a mix of different European languages.
It is. Thank you, the European correspondent Damien. What would you like?
Okay, spiders for 300.
Spiders for 300. Two of the three colors found in the names of the widow spiders found in the United States. What types of widow spiders are there?
Okay, so let's try red and black.
Bryn? Sorry, I caught you on your phone. Paz? Do you know?
I know there's a black one.
Yep.
I think there's a brown one.
Paz, you are on fire. I'm sure there's a brown widow. Black and brown. Oh, and red. So, actually...
I think it goes to
Bryn,
Damien.
did you get that? Oh, Damien, you said red, didn't you? Damien did. Okay, so I'm going to give it to Damien. I owe you some points there, but I can't be bothered, Paz, because it's going to cause me too much agita to adjust it. All right, Paz, you can pick one.
I guess let's do more spiders. 400.
Spiders for 400. Spiders are among the earliest island colonists. After these create a new environment at Krakatoa. So spiders are among the earliest island colonists. After these create a new environment at Krakatoa. So something created a new environment at Krakatoa. What was it?
Like flies or something? I don't know. They have to eat something, I guess.
I think something happened environmentally and at Krakatoa.
It was a volcano, right?
Volcano. That's what I think they're going for. Let's take a look. Volcano is correct. Oh. Well done, Paz. I'm going to wrap it up there. Paz on 2,900, Bryn on 200, and Mr. Schreurs on 300. Well done, everybody. Well played. Some tough questions. All right, Paz, let's find out about what you're up to, Paz. Now, you mentioned ADHD. That's kind of your superpower. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
And tell us a bit about what you do. Do you have a marketing agency?
Yeah, so I have a digital marketing company called Kickass Online, which I set up in April 2024.
And what do you do there?
We build kick-ass websites and we help businesses grow their online reach. So I've had a background in graphic design, in UX, in digital marketing in general, like SEO and PPC. I'm basically putting together like 12 years of knowledge into really highly converting websites. So that's what we do at the moment.
And you mentioned Web3. Do you do some Web3 stuff?
Yeah, so I'm actually part of the Forbes Web3 legacy team as well. So if anyone gets a magazine from December 2024, my name's in there. But I help people with sort of NFT solutions, crypto integrations with websites, and we're working on a private blockchain solution for a company now in fintech.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting space.
It's pretty different to the agency stuff.
Yeah, so the agency stuff is really focused on SMEs, but me personally, I like all the new stuff. So, with AI, with Web3, whenever there's something new and interesting in the field, I just deep dive into it. With the ADHD, it's kind of easy to hyper focus onto stuff that you're interested in or passionate about. And so,
and then 6 days later, you leave the office, and everyone wonders where you are, and then you sleep for 3 days. That's kind of what I do.
It's only happened one time that I got locked into the office overnight because I stayed too late, and I couldn't leave till like 6 a.m. when the security guard came to open the door.
Wow!
So it happened one time.
I hope you had some deodorant, Paz.
I have a spare shirt in the office, so
no problems.
It was good.
No problems at all. And what types of businesses do you work with, Paz?
I like working with medium-sized businesses where the CEO is still involved. I like working with people who are ambitious about growing their business as well. We don't really work well with people who just have like a lifestyle business where they're happy to just make like 50 or 100K. We want people who really want to grow and they have a vision for themselves and their future. So those are the kind of people I really mesh with and do really good things with.
AKA people with a big enough marketing budget to make it worthwhile.
Yeah, definitely. But even some of our smaller clients, we get them to that point. As long as they understand like there's benefits to marketing, we can work with them to create a plan where we can grow together.
Yeah. Do you find that the big thing is getting people to have the realistic sense of expectation on how long it will take and things like that?
Yeah, I think so. I think setting expectations really early is really important in a relationship with a company.
Yeah.
And also it's sort of being realistic with the budget. Like if I told you, if you give me £1, I'll give you 10, you would rinse that deal every day of the week. But you tell a company, okay, you want to make $1 million, invest 100K into your marketing spend. I'm not saying in 1 month, over a year. that's 10K a month, and they look at you like you're crazy. I'm like, well, you're not going to get to that level if you don't invest, you know, and a 10x return on investment is pretty huge. So, and that's like a minimum.
Yeah, and it's you know, there's expenses, so there's work to be done. It's not just like push a button. You've got to create content and do all that stuff. You got ad costs. You know, it's huge.
Yeah.
And the actual advertising costs, they're borne by the client, aren't they?
Yeah. So when I say 10K, I don't mean they pay us a 10K retainer and then they got to spend another 10K on ads. I would say total. So that would
10K all up. Well, that's
retainer.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, we'd probably take for a 10K. So let's say 8K ad spend, probably about 2K to do all the creative marketing and management. So it would work out like 80-20.
Yeah, right. Okay, interesting. Well, that's good to know. And people out there that want to get themselves sorted out, it's just one of those things that you can't do it yourself. Social media marketing is too much fiddling around, all of the settings and stuff. It drives me crazy. So this is one that you want to have some professionals on, one that you want to work with somebody that's got lots of clients and they know what they're doing, and then you can just do whatever you do. So if you want to have a chat to Pazbi Zavatzki, he's doing all sorts of interesting things with Web3 as well. His details are in the show notes. Thank you very much, Pazbi.
Thank you, Julian.
All right, let's pop over to Bryn Khoury now. And Bryn, tell us about what you're up to. You're a strategic communicator and you do all sorts of things. Tell us about that. The startup journey behind Our Day. What's that all about? So this is interesting. It's kind of like an Uber for your wedding day. Is that right? Uber, yeah. A thumbtack. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, well, this is it's a huge industry, the wedding industry, and the planning of it is, well, I don't know much. It just seemed to happen for me. I don't know. Somebody must have done the planning, but so how does it work in terms of you've got the vendors? They come on. Do they pay to be on the site? And do the organising couple pay to use the site as well, or no? Yeah. And if I was planning a wedding, are you able to? So people put their proposals on. You put on your wedding date, your time, what you want, and then the vendors put a little bid together, and they say this is what we'll do. This is how much it'll be. And do they have like feedback scores and things that you can check? I see. So the vendors can actually have a little widget that shows their Google reviews. Is that right? Well, that's cool. And what percentage of brides versus grooms use your service? Is it 99 to 1? 90 to 10? Yeah, right. Yeah, that's good. So basically, you are creating a competitive environment where if they put on a bid that's too high, they know they won't get it. So whereas if you go and see somebody and they come and see you and they're just amazing, you might actually, if they're really a good salesperson, you probably pay more. It's like buying a car. If you walk into a dealership, you probably pay full price versus if you have a service that has everybody competing. Anyway, before I go on to a totally unrelated tangent, that sounds like a really good idea, Bryn Khoury. And has there been... it sounds like something people would recommend a lot after they've used it. Yeah, it's a great idea. We'll keep doing the podcast. That'll help get things out on the internet. And if you want to go a bit faster, have a chat to Paz, get a bit of paid ads happening or something. Wonderful. Well, that's a great idea, Bryn. And did you come up with this idea after your own wedding? You just thought this could be better, and I love it when something gets created out of a need where you go through something and you think, if I could solve this problem that I just experienced, I would probably use that service. And it's a great idea, and I've not heard of many other people doing it. And I wish you all the best with that, Bryn Khoury. What's the name of the website again? I've got it up there. Matchourday.com. It is in the show notes. I just checked. Wonderful. Well, thank you very much, Bryn Khoury. All right, let's head over the what do they say, over the channel, and have a chat to Damien Schreurs. What are you up to, Damien? You had a long career in the corporate world, but you always knew you wanted to start a business. You always had the urge. And tell us about what you did.
Yeah, so in 2013, I started a company here in Luxembourg. It's called EasyTech. I'm providing mainly IT training for local businesses and independent and solopreneurs and so on. Now, my passion is all about Apple. I'm an Apple guy. I think I have.
I won't hold that against you, Damien.
37 Apple products in my house. Some of them in the attic, some of them.
I'm currently engaging in a campaign to promote Android, and we've got about a 50 split. I've got two of my boys on Android, and the rest of them are committed to Apple. Damien, it's good to niche down as well. So because immediately, Apple is the number one used device. And people, it's a good way to set yourself apart. And they go, well, look, I use these. I might have a chat to Damien. And what sort of things do you help them with?
Yeah, so with solopreneurs, I help them basically, first of all, understand what their needs are, because usually they are working a lot in their businesses. And when they work on their business, it's usually about sales and marketing. But there are very few entrepreneurs that I know that stop and they they work on their business, but on the tech side of their business. And I don't know you, but between good tech and bad tech, you can lose a lot of time. And so there is a lot of issues. So I tackle also security. Right. For me, security is delayed productivity. Right. Oftentimes we don't think about that, but when we have a security incident or when the computer breaks down, okay, how do we get work done now?
Yes, you've got to. Usually, what happens is you don't do any security at all, and then you get hacked, and then you go, okay, we need to pay for this. And I watched the Ashley Madison documentary a little while ago on Netflix. Have you seen that one?
No.
Where they had this website and they had zero security and they got hacked and everybody got embarrassed. Anyway, what types of businesses do you work with, Damien?
So mostly solopreneurs, or very small businesses.
Small businesses, solopreneurs. And what are some of the problems that they have that you help them with?
A lot of synchronization, right? Most of my clients, they are fully in the Apple ecosystem. And so oftentimes when I see my client struggle with is like they don't have their contacts or their calendar completely synchronized over through all their devices. So they say, look, I don't understand. I put a new event on my iPhone and it doesn't show on my Mac. Or I just entered a new contact somewhere and it does not propagate, right? So it's a lot of synchronization issues. And what I see, it's unfortunately like a lack of backups, a lack of proactive security, and it goes well until it doesn't.
So you basically will go in there and set a kind of ecosystem up with their business so that it can do all of the functions and it's all synced up. And when do they come and speak to you? Is it when they have a problem or when they're starting their business?
It's usually when they have a problem, unfortunately, which is why I do the podcast, which is why I do a lot of things online to raise awareness so that they don't call me when it's too late.
Yes, that's right. And, it is hard to... there's a steep learning curve for all sorts of technology, and there are many things in your business that you could almost eliminate by learning how to use proper integrations and use all the features of the things you're using correctly. So you do need to have a chat to somebody. And what have you got coming up, Damien? Do you do any kind of courses or events?
At the moment, it's only I only have a quiz, so a free quiz. People can understand how well they are using their Mac, right? How efficient they are at using their Mac. I have a diagnostic, low-cost diagnostic and assessment that I offer, and I have the podcast. And I think the next step for me will be a community. I think there is a need as well for like-minded entrepreneurs who are almost exclusively on Apple devices to talk to each other, because I alone cannot help everyone, right? So I think if we have a community of people who know and who have experience with their Apple devices, that would help.
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. Well, thank you very much for that, Damien Schreurs. And anybody out there, if you are a Mac user and you got your whole business running on Mac, and you've got some problems, maybe you could have Damien have a look and help you. So thank you very much, Damien, for coming on.
Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Well, I'm going to wrap things up. Thanks for listening and watching. Thanks, Paz, Bryn, and Damien. See you.